in the protocol. Obviously, I'm filling in the gap for my brother and friend P.S. Tanui, who is in Europe with the president, and also the minister, who is also on the way to Europe. There's huge engagements happening in Europe, a lot of it also on digital economy and actually digital programs and all that, and that's why our leaders have gone that side. And I also have to leave because I've got a meeting in about 30-40 minutes. I have to drive down to Harambee House. So actually, with permission of the chair, the ICT committee chair, and also my colleague PS, who is actually coming, I thought I'll make my remarks on record, and then I leave. But you know, digital guys, this is why we're in digital generation. When they finally showed the news between the chair here, KJ, Honorable, and the PS Pitoka and myself, it will be the same occasion, same event, so it shall actually be well. So with all those protocols observed, it gives me great pleasure to join you today as we officially flag off the first consignment of laptops and interactive smartboards. I think for me, like I was telling the chair here, the digital generation is here. The digital promise that His Excellency the President and in fact, the fifth administration committed is here. When this was made as a commitment, a campaign commitment, about 4 years ago, as we were closing the campaign period to start the administration, many people thought it was a mirage, like a miracle. It is happening today. It is happening today. So for me, to see the flagging off is a make-believe. It's also really sort of like dissuading all the naysayers, all those doubting Thomases. Not Thomas Ballet, but doubting Thomases. To say, guys, it is here, and to see like what Thomas did that time, to see is to believe. The government of Kenya remains committed to building a digitally connected and knowledge-driven economy through, obviously, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which, as you know, with the digital superhighway and creative economy, there's a huge commitment around the 100,000 digital cable. We sing that until it's a song, but I think repetition is good. The 1450 digital hubs, which Mheshimiwa here and the rest of his committee are extending, and the 25,000 digital hubs, free Wi-Fi across the markets and public places to ensure that our people are actually connected. Education, which is why we're here this afternoon, sits at the center of this transformation. The future workforce, our youth, will actually require more than basic digital literacy. It will demand creativity, adaptability, problem solving, and innovation. Our schools must therefore become spaces where learners are exposed to technology very early and empowered to use it responsibly and productively. We want our learners not to merely consume technology, but to create it, to innovate through it, and apply it in solving really challenges facing our communities and our nation. Under this phase, we're actually flagging off or issuing 10,382 smartboards and computers across the country. I repeat again, 10,382 smartboards and computers across the country. Please, that's a round of applause. So this represents a significant investment towards building a more inclusive, technology-enabled, and future-ready education system across the country. And this program, as you know, complements, as I've said, all the other programs the government is doing to ensure that our country is digitized. And inclusion remains actually at the heart of this administration. Whether you are talking to learners in Turkana, Mandera, Marsabit, Kwale, Kisumu, Nyeri, anywhere, this is actually for Kenyans. This is for Kenya. And every child deserves access to the same opportunities in the same digital future. And as we expand access to technology, we must also promote the responsible and safe use. Learners should be equipped to navigate online spaces safely. That's why you hear about child safety online. Use digital tools ethically and harness technology in ways that positively impact their lives and communities. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this important milestone, we remain mindful of the recent flare-ups in our schools across the country. And we saw it starting like a quick, simple thing, and it became a contagion across the country. I think for me, it's time for us to go to the basics. Even as we train our youth around digital skilling and actually going into the digital generation, values don't change. Values don't change. Behavior should never change. So our youth should actually go back to the fundamentals about respect for the rule of law, respect for each other, and respect for life, so that we actually protect both lives and also school infrastructure and maintain conducive learning environment across the country. So very important that we actually work in a collaborative way between parents, teachers, and even we in ICT. We might actually have to employ technology, things like CCTV, to actually help, obviously, deter some of those criminal elements wherever they actually want to make any move. As we continue investing in the digital learning, we must equally nurture values, which in fact, as I have said, dialogue and positive engagement among our young people. Technology should become a tool that inspires curiosity, innovation, and hope, not frustration or destruction. Every classroom, every device, every facility represents an investment in the future of our children and our nation and must therefore be protected. I commend the partnership between the Ministry of Education, in fact, who are our hosts this afternoon, the Department of ICT, and also ICTA, Semester, who are actually leading, obviously, in maths and science, the Teacher Service Commission, who obviously are the employers of the teachers, the KICD, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, and the World Bank. And I think the World Bank rep is here. This collaboration demonstrates what can be achieved when institutions work together towards a common national goal. To our teachers, I encourage you to embrace these tools and integrate them effectively into teaching and learning. To our learners, I urge you to use these devices to explore, innovate, and actually dream big. After all, we're actually in the AI era. AI is here, and AI is actually, obviously, technology with data, obviously all digitally connected. And today, we're not merely flagging off, which will actually happen a little later, devices. We're actually investing in human capital, digital skills, and the future prosperity of our children. It therefore gives me a great honor, together with my colleague who is actually coming, PS Professor Bitok, and also the chair of the ICT and Innovation Committee, to officially flag off the first consignment of laptops and the smart boards for the delivery to schools in terms of digital literacy program scale up across the country. I thank you and God bless you. Oh, hello. Hey, young people, are we connected? Hello, hello, hello. Is the camera? Do I face this way? Oh, Mukuru, hello, good afternoon. How are you? Maybe the microphone is not on. I think, Mheshimiwa, you can do it. Mheshimiwa, you can do it when they have connected them. Hello, hello, how are you? Okay. Are you happy to receive the smart boards and the computers? Are you happy? Yes, show me by your hands, raising up your hands. Yeah. Okay. Okay. One, yeah, that side. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, what do I need to do? Oh, the camera is here. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? Are you happy to receive? Are you happy to receive the smart boards and the computers? Yes. Show me by show of hands. Whoever is very happy to be digitally now compliant. Show me. Show me. Show me. All this is coming because our lovely President William Ruto promised digital devices and he has delivered today. How many say thank you to our President? What do we say to our President? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Yeah. Another round of applause.
Thank you so much for that maiden speech, Mr. Pierce. Yeah. Thank you so much. As the PS is getting escorted, we are requested to remain seated.
Dr. Kiaria, representing from the World Bank, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today marks an important milestone in Kenya digital transformation channel as we officially flags off the first consignment of the laptops and interactive smartboards for delivery to school across the country. Through the Kenya Digital Economic Acceleration Project, ICT Authority is implementing the digital literacy program, which will keep 10,382 schools with 10,382 teachers, laptops, and interactive smartboards under phase 1. This initiative represents one of the largest investments in the digital learning infrastructure in our nation's history. This program directly supports the government digital infrastructure nationally. This program directly supports the government digital power agenda and the vision of His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto to build a digitally empowered, knowledge-driven economy where every learner, regardless of location, has access to the opportunities created by technology. However, digital transformation is not merely about devices. It's about enabling better learning outcomes, equipping teachers with modern tools, expanding access to digital content, and preparing our learners with skills required to thrive in the digital economy. As a government continues to expand digital infrastructure nationwide, with over 34,000 kilometers fiber done under the 100 kilometers target, we are creating the foundation upon which these digital transformation investments will deliver their full value. As we speak, more than 8,000 public institutions are already connected to the internet, and we remain committed to extending connectivity to schools and learning institutions across the country. The success of this program will not be measured by the number of devices we deliver, but by the transformations that enable in our classrooms, the opportunities they create for the learners, and the contribution they make towards building a digitally skilled generations capable of driving future competitiveness. I wish to acknowledge the leadership of the Ministry of Information, Communications, and the Digital Economy, the Ministry of Education, our development partners, the World Bank, and all stakeholders who are cooperative has made the milestone possible. We thank you, and our partners, we thank you. As ICT Authority, we remain committed to ensuring that every device reaches its intended school, effectively utilized, and delivers a meaningful impact for teachers, learners, and communities across the country. Today, we are not simply dispatching equipment. We are investing in Kenya's future and reaffirming our commitment to ensuring that no learner is left behind in our digital transformation journey. Thank you. God may God bless you.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Yeah, now we want to delve into technology, just to help demonstrate how leveraging technology would help address some of the challenges in the education space. Challenges to do with teacher shortage, challenges to do with flattening the barrier, challenges to do with helping the ministry enhance its quest towards access to education and equity in learning. And at this juncture, please allow that I invite my friend and co-director at the ICTA, that is Thomas Kwale, to take us through various solutions to various packages, various presentations that are going to demonstrate just how good we are going to leverage this technology. But Thomas Kwale, please welcome. A round of applause as you come.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you for following up to the comments that my CEO and my boss has made. I wish to begin first and foremost by recognizing the chair of the CII, Honorable Mheshimiwa John Kiari, the principal secretary who's just left of Telecommunication and Broadcasting, chair, ICT Authority Board, the board members from ICT Authority who are present, the CEO ICT Authority, who is my boss, the KDIP task team leader, Nelia Mula, who is part and parcel of our project, the chief executive officers who are present. On behalf of the PIU, the Project Implementing Unit for the Kenya Digital Economic Acceleration, we would wish to showcase one of the activities that has brought us here this particular afternoon. As the technical team sets up, I want to give you a background of what the Kenya Digital Economic Acceleration Project is. The Kenya Digital Economic Acceleration Project is a government initiative funded through a credit from the World Bank, whose main focus is to accelerate Kenya's digital economy through transformation by expanding access to high-speed internet, improving digital government services, equipping Kenyan with digital skills required to participate for effective digital economy. And the project has three main components, as already highlighted by my CEO. The first component focuses on expanding reach of high-speed internet. And therefore, our chief guest, Honorable John Kiaria, through this particular project, will have connectivity, fixed broadband connectivity investment. Through this first component as well, every government institution will be connected with high-speed internet. In the second component, focusing on digitalization, the project aims at ultimately identifying 10 services that will be automated end-to-end that are citizen-facing, as well as also supporting different automation between government agencies and ultimately turning our government from current paperful to paperless to ultimately having digitally driven government. And the third component, the focusing on digital skills and market. This component is where what we are launching this day or flagging off this day is anchored. Our focus is to develop the Kenyan nation as the digital economy driven society and to be the digital economy driven digital hub for the region. Not just in terms of connectivity and systems, but also our people who are have the digital skills necessary for the 21st century technology. And therefore, within this third component, we're having a number of activities that are supporting the Ministry of Education, and that is why we're being hosted today here. One is delivering interactive smart boards and a laptop to every junior school across the country. The first phase is going to deliver 10,382 devices, targeting 10,382 junior schools across the country. Every sub-county will be reached through this particular process. And in the second phase, we'll target the remaining 10,400 plus junior schools across the country. And therefore, at the end of this particular project, every junior public school across the country will have an interactive smart board and a laptop. And therefore, Mheshimiwa would wish to showcase then the benefits that are geared towards why we have the interactive smart boards. Even as we deliver devices and connectivity, we've already supported KICD through the project in curating content for grade 7, grade 8, and currently grade 9 is in the procurement process, that ultimately all the three classes or grades in junior school will have content that is curated, digital content that is accessible to everyone, everywhere in all the schools. Secondly, during the coming holiday, there'll be training for 3 teachers in every junior school to equip the teachers with necessary skills to use effectively both the devices that are being provided and the content that has been curated, and also use devices for purposes of disseminating knowledge and making learners experience better learning experience than our time when we were using chalk. Some of us wrote on the ground. I don't know what you wrote. Probably you wrote on your thigh. But in all cases, this will make and bridge the divide that we have currently as far as learning is concerned. And therefore, beyond just having the devices and content, we would wish to take you to the first stage. We want to showcase a collaboration between one school to the other. Because through the connectivity and the devices, you can have a good teacher or a class in a school X collaborating with another class in a school Y, remotely separated geographically, but learning together. We will therefore, I would wish to take you through the next first part, where we'll have a class currently seated at Mukuru site, Mukuru Primary School, at the Affordable Housing Project, where then you will be able to see the class, and remotely we consider this as a other class, and therefore the teacher and Mukuru will take us through the first part of our demo. Kindly proceed, Felix, and your team at Mukuru. Thank you. After that, we'll follow immediately with a demonstration on the already curated content, the digital content on the Education Cloud. After which we'll do the virtual lab by Semaster, and then lastly, how these devices, the interactive smart
I'll take you through how we can be able to have a lesson using the smart board. So we are going to start, and we are going to learn about a lesson that is called the Creative Arts. And in Creative Arts, we are going to learn about rounders. So our strand for today is the rounders. So in the rounders, are we together? So in the rounders, are we together? Yes. Can you read about the guest at the Mastia? Can you see us? Yes, we can. Okay. Okay. So the game of rounders, it is played by 9 players. Planners have said that it is played by how many players? 9 players. Played by 9 players. So, each team having 9 players, you normally have 2 teams. The first team is called the batting team. The first team is called the batting team. And then we also have the fielding team. Now, in the game of rounders, these two teams are the main teams, where the batting team line up behind a square which is called a batting square, and the field of the rounders is normally almost like a diamond shape. So at the center here, we normally have the team that is drawing the ball. So this is the fielding team, where they normally have a person called a bowler. And then here, the 9 other players of the other team line up here, making up the batting team. So this place is called the batting square. So once the batter hits the ball from the bowler, he is able to run in 4 posts. So this will be our first post, second, third, and then fourth. So how do we score the game of rounders? Score the game of rounders, if a player runs from the first post, second, and third, that team gets something that we call half a rounder. Half a rounder. If he is not able to be removed by the fielding team, the one of the fielding team takes the ball and try to stamp on the post. Once you are stamped, before you get to the next post, you get up. But if you are already on the third post, you get half around that. Now, if the batsman is able to run all the 4 posts, gets 1 rounder. He gets 1 rounder. So when all the 9 people from the batting team, where the runner from the batting square, what they are took, they interchange. Now the team that was batting becomes the fielding team, and the fielding team becomes there. Now from there, we can now move to the equipment that are used in the game of rounders. So I'm going to draw some of them here, and then I will need some of you to come and table them. To come and write their names. So I have that one. Write the name here. I have this one. Also, I have this one. Now, I need one of you to volunteer. Come and write for us these names of these equipment that you use in the game of rounders. Who can start? You can start with this one, then another person comes to write this one, and the other one, that one. That is that one. Very good. Yes, very correct. Clap for him, please. This is very correct. Another person to come and write the next one. Another person. One guy. So this is a rounders post. This is a rounders. Has she gotten it correctly? Yes. Very good. Up for her. Next, we need another person to come and write the last one. Last one. Juliet, come and inside. Has she gotten it correctly? Yes. Let us give her Leah's cup. 1. Now that is very correct. So, in this game of rounders, these are the main equipment that are used. And then the facility, which is the rounders. This one is the rounders what? Okay. Now, in the game of rounders, you also have some very strict rules that should be followed. Number 1, we have one rule that you follow. Once you hit the ball, the batsman is able to run without being stumped. So the fielding team practices a skill that is called stamping. A skill that is called what? Stamping is being able to
that is because of internet, and that is why we needed the high-speed
building
internet.
team.
Thank you.
And the last one is sliding to the base, which you have to run quickly so that you can get there. So with that, we have
A round of applause. Thank you very much. I hope it now makes some sense. Yes. If there was no light, I hope you are beginning to see some light, and meaning why these devices needed to be brought and delivered to us. Just imagine your primary school. The people from Dagoretti may not understand this Mheshimiwa, but the people from Shamagogo and other places that are difficult to mention, they may appreciate this. Thank you very much. The next part, and we will still come back to that particular class. We would wish to move. Thank you very much, Mwalimu. You can keep. Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. The next would wish to do another demo of what these devices are able to do. Once again, you see we have 4 devices representing the 4 lots that then covers our connectivity and device distribution across the country. We'll be setting up this. What we want to do, we are moving it to allow the next set of team to have, we can move a Semaster team. We want the Semaster team to demonstrate the content that they have in their virtual lab. We know this is a center of excellence in the region, and therefore we want to showcase also how we can access this. Then thereafter immediately, so Evans Onyango from Semaster will lead that. We can have the screens move a little bit closer. We have in terms of what Semaster team are developing that are also readily available, and I welcome Evans Onyango to take us through that in the next 5 minutes. And immediately after Evans Onyango, we'll have Charles Munene take us through the content from KICD. Thank you. Proceed. So the setup and here CEO, you realize that connectivity then becomes very important. We look forward to your support to ensure. That there is power in those schools and sufficient security for the devices as well. Proceed, Evans.
Internet.
So as long as you have internet, you can access the content.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Our distinguished guests, CEOs, directors, and all other guests present, good afternoon. My name is Evans Onyango from Semaster. I'll be taking you through one of the virtual labs that we built here. Because of time, I've only been given 5 minutes, so I'll be very fast. So our lab is live. The one that I want to demonstrate is live, so it can be accessed through STEM VLabs, STEM VLab.semaster.ac.ke. As such. Yes, so this is a platform that is going to host all the labs. Yeah, it was connected, but oh, you've connected now, it's okay. Yes, so let me just show you how I got here. So we have labs in grade 7, grade 8, and also we are doing labs in grade 9. So let me just select grade 7. And then we are doing labs in integrated science and mathematics. So I'll demonstrate integrated science, and I'm picking acid bases and indicators. In this laboratory, we have the introduction, learning outcomes, the resources that are used in the lab, pre-assessment, procedure, and of course, post-assessment. Now, the procedure is where we have the lab. So in this lab, we are going to identify acids and bases using plant extract and litmus paper. So for the first one, we are going to prepare the plant extract that is to be used as an indicator in the lab. So in preparation, in this lab, we have the procedure and we have the shelf where we store our apparatus and the resources that are being used. So here, we are to crush hibiscus flower petals that are going to be used to extract the plant extract that is to be used. So you can see we are classifying household solutions into bases and acids. So preparation. In preparation, to crush, you drag the mortar. So learners will be dragging the mortar into the lab, sorry. We drag the mortar. And then we have to add hibiscus petals that are already here. We just drag and pour into the mortar. And then you can return your petri dish. After that, we drag the petal and grind. We drag the pestle. To grind, you know how you move the hand. So that's what we'll do. So you bring it, and then you pour. If you want to add more water, you can just bring it again. Sorry. Good. Then now you can return it. Now, this plant extract, we are to use it in another activity after we say next. So we have to put it in a beaker and store it for future use, of course. So you drag the empty beaker. The procedure says decant, but we can also filter. So I'll filter so that you see how we filter. So to filter, you need a funnel. So this is a small funnel. So it has taken me back.
Check your windows and ask the opens.
Yeah.
I wish to request, Zimba? Yes, okay. Mheshimiwa, you okay? We can quickly start. Thank you.
It's now so slow. I have a trash can here. I didn't show you that.
I know in this room there are people who can seriously without touching a panel. So there is a room to experience virtually today.
Yes, this is a wash bottle for those who didn't do chemistry. So, and then I wanted to filter.
Now we're back to where we were.
Yes.
See? Thank you.
Good. I have, probably you are wondering whether I can open these ones. It's possible. I hope it will not disappoint me. It just disappointed me. Oh, thank you. I think the net is slow. So you drag a filter paper from the shelf. But now you can't use the filter paper the way it is. You have to fold it. You know how it's done and put it inside the funnel. The glow, the green glow means a yes. You can drop. Then, now I have to put this one up here. Now we can't keep it with the setup, so we remove these ones. And then, when I say next, it's supposed to be here. But it's not here because I didn't keep it there. So I just go back, and then I drag it into the shelf. So when I say next, where it's supposed to be used, it gets there. I was given 5 minutes. If you are interested, I can proceed. If you are not, it's okay.
we are seeing now that the education and learning is becoming more sweeter and more real. And therefore, whether you have a budget to buy a funnel or not, you will surely have a funnel on the Semasea virtual lab. I want to request Charles Monene to quickly take us through the KICD cloud and showcase as well content that has
that come as a feature that is in these smart boards. So it's loading. So all this will complement whatever we have, especially that has been done by KICD. Yeah. So you can see these are just some of the activities that are there. There is one last activity that I want my colleague to come and showcase, a feature that is in the camera. You see what's happening with the camera? It is trying to, when I speak, it tries to zoom me closer to the screen so that, for instance, let's say a teacher asks a learner a question and a learner answers a question and he or she is behind. The screen will zoom that learner to come closer. You see what's happening? So I'll give my colleague to showcase this, then I think we'll be done. Okay.
our final demo.
Good evening. My name is Lucky David Esolio from Westcom Hub Enterprise Limited. And I just wanted to showcase a few things. He has covered a few, and I'll also cover the rest together with her. Just a few, like 5 minutes or something. So he has tasked me to showcase this, and this is the speaker tracking. So whoever is in the sight of the camera and you're talking, it will try to zoom, focus on that person who is talking. So maybe you can just have, although it's been zooming and zooming, maybe you can just have someone say something, and then we see if it can. Maybe we can do with Mahesh. You can just. Yes.
Hey, good evening, class. Did I talk long enough for you to focus on me? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You took my command. Now, can you zoom out? And,
No.
Let me have him speak. And see if it will, let's have the chair speak and see if it will follow.
Okay.
Chairperson, just speak audibly enough for it to capture.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Is it?
Give it a few minutes, a few seconds.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
It's looking for you. Keep talking.
You keep talking.
Welcome to this launch. It's a very special day for us as ICT.
Okay. That's just one of the features that these boards come with. If we try to exhaust all of them, it can take us the whole day. And the best thing of getting to understand it is through interaction. And I think we'll have a comprehensive training with the teachers when that time comes. So that one, we also have other functions and capabilities of this board. So one is when the teacher maybe decides to record this class, and maybe the teacher will share the notes or the lesson later for the students to go through it. You can come here. The sidebar has almost everything. It has tools like we have cast here, stopwatch, timer, spotlight, recording. Now recording is here. So you just enable the recording and you drag it, because if you record it together, so it will also capture it. So it's like a screen record, but the screen record captures even the voice, the audio. You just enable it. Yeah, so our class is on, and maybe we are writing a few things here. And let's stop and save it. So we open. This is the video we've recorded, and just like your phones, because it comes as with an Android operating system, so it's more of a phone. And these features, I think everyone has interacted with them. If you have Google in your phones, we can choose. So yes, our class is on, and maybe yeah, that's just we are writing a few things here, and. That's just part of what we've recorded, and the teacher can find out. Our class is on, and maybe we. So they can share with the class, or they can review it later instead of coming again to reteach. So you can just share the note, the recorded class. So we've not exhausted the board. Also. My colleague has covered this. We also have sticky notes. So the teacher might have, when he's teaching or when she's teaching, they can take the main points and write them on the sticky notes. Let's say semester, because we are here, and they save it. So you can have them on the side, but you can drag them wherever you want on the board, and then come back to them later before the class ends, or you can review it later. Also, another feature that has not been covered is we have, it comes with several other features. We have activities. We also have formulas here. Maybe we can check, and so the formula is, you can enter the formula just like the way you can enter it in your calculator or laptop or a machine, and you can help simplify other things. The multiplication is here, and other so forth and so on. We have the square roots. We have those ones. So you can also add, simulation is here. Like my colleague just captured the part of activities, but you also have simulation. You can choose for physics, chemistry, math, art, science, biology. This is an added feature for this specific board. And the teacher can use these simulations to teach. Also, on the simulations, let's say, yes, they can use the neon, the argon. These are chemistry class. They can use it for JSS, and it can be really helpful. We have physics simulations, chemistry.
Professor Bitok, Chair of the ICT Board, Honorable Lily Ngok, Chair of the ICT Committee, Honorable Kiaria, CEO of Semester, Directors present, World Bank representatives, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It has been a real experience on how we have seen how the country is transforming how we deliver education. And I really want to thank each and every of you who have taken part of this through KDIP to really promote and transform how Kenya's education system is going to be transformed and really provide the real inclusivity that we have been dreaming of. We have seen how the interactive system PS works. Actually, I hadn't seen the capability, but I've just experienced the capability of this technology from content and how it's been disseminated to our learners. Actually, I've just remembered, you don't need a calculator, you don't need a logbook, which one we used to have. So kids just need to walk to school in a very simple way and get
get educated and have a dignified life. And it's going to provide inclusivity across the country. So we are really grateful. And it's now my honor and a pleasure to welcome Anelia from World Bank to give her remarks. Welcome, Anelia. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, PSB Talk. It's a pleasure to see you again. The chair of the ICT committee, the chair of the ICT Authority board members, CEO of ICT Authority. Of course, I can't help mentioning, I can't see him though, our project coordinator, Thomas Boyle. It's a great pleasure for me to join you today at this very important milestone in Kenya's digital transformation and digital learning journey. The distribution of laptops and interactive smart boards to more than 10,000 schools across the country is a milestone we should all be proud of. But thank you. But today is not about equipment. Today is about what this equipment makes possible. And I would like to thank you for making this presentation. It has been very impressive. I wish I could be back in school together with those kids, actually learning with those interactive tools. For students, these devices open up a broader world. This makes lessons more visual, more interactive, and more engaging. And this can support digital literacy from an early stage, helping young Kenyans gain the skills for the labor market, where digital capabilities are increasingly essential. I have been working on an analytical note on AI impact on jobs and skills in Kenya. We're finalizing it. And we've been focusing a lot on how AI is focusing different occupational groups, different regions, urban versus rural. But what is interesting is that when we come to recommendations and we brainstorm together, this is not really only about universities and TVETs and STEM subjects. This is about secondary schools. In fact, this is where the journey starts, and this is where the skills, digital skills, but also complementary skills in problem solving become critical for the follow-up journey in making young people ready for the labor markets, not of tomorrow, but of today, because this is already a reality today. For teachers, these tools can enrich their teaching experience, not replace them. And I think this is important to highlight. This can help them prepare the lessons more efficiently, access content, and we have seen that, explain concepts visually, and support more participatory learning, thus amplifying the impact. The investment also speaks directly to equity. Too often, access to the digital technology depends on where the kid lives or resources available at home. This is why these investments are so timely, because they help ensure students wherever they are, and this will cover the entirety of the country, and we are working together with the ICT Authority on a scale-up, will have a fair opportunity to learn, explore, create, and prepare for the future no matter where you are. At the bank, at the World Bank, we're proud to support the government of Kenya in this effort. The project that Thomas has spoken about is about connectivity, delivery of services, and building the skills required for the digital economy. And this distribution is a practical, visible step toward that vision. So let me close by congratulating the government and various entities within the government present here, as well as the schools, the teachers, and the students on this milestone. The real success of this investment will be seen not in the number of devices distributed, but in the learning outcomes improved, in the teachers empowered, and in the students inspired. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Analia. I'm told we have 2 young youth that would like to have a photo session or have greetings with the peers. So we have Katrina and Regina. If you are around, please come with your humble peers, Prof. These 2 young lady and gentlemen, they are the champion of this initiative, and they just have some greetings. If you wouldn't mind, please. Thank you. Just greetings. Thank you.
Chairman,
Chair, come.
ICT committee.
Yes.
We will flank you. I'm in the middle. You understand?
You understand?
Those are the bearers of the digital progress. They call themselves.
Thank you. Thank you. And now it is my pleasure and honor to welcome the Chair of the ICT Authority, Honorable Lil Ngok, to come and give her remarks, and thereafter I welcome the Chair of the ICT Committee. Please welcome as she comes. She is a teacher by profession, so I'm thinking, thank you, Chair.
Honorable PS, Basic Education, Professor Bitok, Chair ICT, Mheshimiwa John Kiari, PS Telecommunication in his absentia, he was here earlier. Our PS who is not around, and the CS who are away, we are representing them. The CEO ICT and CEO Semester, all the directors of education, directors ICT, all our stakeholders, our suppliers and contractors, and all our guests who are here today. Allow me to greet you good afternoon. Is it afternoon or evening? It's still afternoon. Just before I go through my speech, just want to mention that I'm the most happiest person because by profession I'm a teacher. So when I look at the teaching that has really improved, it reminded me of those days that I wish it was there at that time. Maybe you would have become the best teacher of the day and maybe a professor like Bitok, taking people through the smart and digital skills that we have at the moment. But still, I'll want to appreciate where we are so far in education. Allow me to read my speech. Today's flag off is more than a logistic milestone. It represents the implementation of a deliberate national investment in the future of our education and in the capabilities that young Kenyans will require to participate effectively in an increasingly digital economy. By expanding access to digital learning tools in our schools across the country, this program supports the government efforts to equip learners with the knowledge, skills, and competencies needed for the opportunities and demands of the future. As the national agency mandated to coordinate and oversee ICT programs across the government, ICT Authority plays a critical role in enabling the delivery of digital services and infrastructure that supports national development priorities. This is one of the initiatives through which that mandate is being realized. Ladies and gentlemen, the board fully appreciates that sustainable impact requires institutions to work together. We therefore value the partnership between the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy and the Ministry of Education, the World Bank, and the various agencies and partners supporting implementation of this program. Such partnerships are critical in ensuring that national investments of this nature achieve their intended objectives and contribute to long-term development concerns and outcomes. Ladies and gentlemen, at its core, the program is an investment in human capital. The learners who will benefit from these tools today are the innovators, professionals, entrepreneurs, and leaders who will shape Kenya's future. Our collective responsibility is therefore to ensure that this investment translates into improved learning experiences, stronger digital skills, and greater opportunities for learners in every part of the country. We must also ensure that schools are adequately supported to utilize these technologies effectively and responsibly so that their full value can be realized over time. The board will continue to provide strategic direction and oversight to ensure that implementation remains accountable, sustainable, and focused on results. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to commend the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, the Ministry of Education, the World Bank, and all implementing partners for their commitment to this initiative. Without them, we may not achieve. I also want to recognize the management and staff of ICT Authority for their efforts in coordinating the implementation of this program and advancing the national digital agenda. It has been a process, it has been a challenge. It has been a long journey for us to reach where we are today. I know some of them have spent sleepless nights. They have received my calls. They have received a lot of noises for it to be here today. But I want to appreciate you, Victor, for what you've done. On behalf of the ICT Authority Board, I reaffirm our commitment to supporting programs that expand access to technology, strengthen digital inclusion, and contribute to national development. As we flag off this first consignment today, let us remain focused on the ultimate objective, ensuring that every investment made contributes meaningfully to teaching, learning, and development of skills that will prepare our learners for the future. Allow me to say thank you for attending this. Thank you for standing with us. We've begun the implementation, and I want to appeal for cooperation between the two ministries to ensure that these devices are used effectively. I'm aware that anything can happen. The teachers can pick these devices and keep them somewhere. Let's ensure that it is working. And let's ensure that the money, the value of what we've invested in is felt. Thank you so much. And through the PS education, we really want to actually ask with a lot of humility that you provide a way of delivering this so that it has an impact which is national, that can help us to be felt that education is doing better than what we have today. That is our plea, and that is what we are asking, because you can enable it happen with the support of ICT. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Allow me now to welcome our chair, ICT Committee, Mheshimiwa Kiari. This is a very young person and a friend of mine. We've been bonding together and he has really helped me a lot. I really want you to do more. Thank you so much. Karibu sana.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate Madam Chair with a fitting round of applause. And allow me to also join you in welcoming our PS for Education, PS Bitok. Please appreciate him with a round of applause. PS, this classroom has been sitting all afternoon. And you will allow me to make an introduction by saying that I myself am a teacher. And understanding a classroom dynamic, a class that has been seated here since 2 might be going down or very down on the sugar levels. So allow me, PS, to call upon everybody in the room to stand up to and including my students in Mukuru. Kindly stand up and stretch. Stand up, classroom, and stretch. Stretch in your own way. Everybody has been sitting for a whole afternoon. And we're doing this in preparation for Katibu as he comes so that we shall be having our sugar levels at a good level. Please appreciate our PS with a round of applause as you sit down. You may be seated. Well, it's a great honor to be here today. My name is John KJ Kiarie, and I represent the people of Dagoretti South constituency in Parliament. And in Parliament, I am also chairing the Committee on Communication, Information, and Innovation. And what brings us here today becomes very interesting for a teacher. So allow me to first start by thanking all the partners and all the implementing agencies. Let's appreciate them with a round of applause, for this has been quite a journey to be able to get to where we are. We have to ask ourselves, what is that mission that we are on? Because we are all coming from different sectors. Some are in government, some are our partners, some are developers, some are in curriculum development. So what is that that brings us here together? What would that purpose be? And to my mind, I think we are here to define the classroom of today and into the future. We know that the teacher has been the center of the classroom traditionally. We have gone through a demonstration here where we are being shown some features that are sitting digitally on a screen with a processor that is probably working faster than any teacher would be able to do in a classroom. So then you ask yourself as a teacher, what will be the role of the teacher in the new classroom? And I think we have to appreciate that where technology has gotten us to, the teacher must also be repurposed in the classroom. And I think this then takes us to our classroom this afternoon, if I could get my, oh, wonderful. And we should ask ourselves, if these are devices coming into our classroom, and this here happens to be your student, and I will draw this student in my own way, and I will describe to you why this student is drawn in this way. That's my student. And I want you to think about this as the left side of my student's brain. And this is the right side. So I am visualizing my student from above. And I can see the left side of their brain, and I can see the right side of their brain. If you are an educator, you know full well that the soft issues of a learner's brain are on the left side. It is on this left side that a learner does the functions, the very hard functions of thinking intellectually, reasoning. The right side of this brain is supposed to be the creative brain. So if I'm in that classroom,
and I realize what is happening with the demonstrations that we have seen, I can tell you for a fact that this side of the brain is very well taken care of, to an extent that this learner can go to class through an entire lesson and need no instructor in that classroom. So it means those things that are reasoning, intellect, and all these manner of things, this learner is able to get it from this new teacher that is being introduced to the classroom. So we have to ask ourselves, I as a teacher, what is my role in that classroom? And allow me to summarize it, that the teacher in the future shall be left to be working on this side of the brain. Now, when we were in education school, all the way to what we have been teaching, we have been telling our learners that choose whether you want to be a scientist or whether you want to be an artist. And we have been drumming it down to them, telling them, draw the dichotomy, identify early. Do you want to be a scientist or do you want to be an artist? And I'm here to tell you that the new world that we are going into is calling upon the teacher to be able to impart on this side and impart on this side, so that you are able to get the full potential of your learner, where you are able to develop their creativity on the right side of the brain, and you are able to develop their logic on the side, on the left side of their brain. Why does this become important? It is because today we are here launching a digital classroom. We ask ourselves, out of the entire unit that sits here, up to and including the microphone that I am holding, how much of it has been developed in Africa? Then that becomes the purpose of education in Kenya into the future. That up until today, Africa has only been the source of the raw materials that develop what we are launching today. That it is out of our wealth in Africa that they're digging out these things that we have been sitting on for millennia, and they're exporting that into the new world and building these new devices that we are now introducing to our classrooms. And what impact does that have on the learner? That learner will start asking themselves, where am I in this whole layout of things? And that will even speak to the learner's confidence. It will speak to the energy that they bring into the working world. So, if we have been the providers of the raw material, then if we introduce this into our classrooms, we have to say that these learners who are joining us from Mukuru must be developed to a level where in 10, 15, 20 years, they shall be able to be owning a good part of that production line, right from the resource, managing the innovation, working into the assembly, and even producing the equipment that we are seeing here today. Now, if that becomes the goal of the teacher today, then we shall be talking about liberating this continent. Anything that does not speak to that, it means then the classroom is again relegated to be just a conduit in a big production line where Africa does not own that entire production line. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to end it by saying that each side of the brain becomes important in the development of the learner. And I don't want to preach to the converted. I am told that in this room we are teachers, and so we full well understand. So then we have to ask ourselves, this learner in Mukuru, when they come out, how shall we be able to distinguish them from these other learners who came before them. And my offering is this, that in this new world, all the faculties that are left to manual labor, to the logic that can be computed, to the computing power, all that very soon shall be relegated to machines and computers. And you cannot debate about that. Where we are at now, computers have already caught up. You cannot do mental sums faster than a computer can do it. You cannot do the logical simulation faster than a computer can. So then, these learners that we produce out of our classroom, what shall they be good at? And my offering is simple, Katibu. My offering is that the Ministry of Education has to now produce learners who are more human than they are machines. Because the machine shall be doing all these manual other things that can be done, then the distinction in the classroom between the teacher and this computer, between the learner and the computer, that distinction must be on those things that the computer will never be able to do. Human logic. As much as we develop these computers to whatever level, they may never be able to reach to the level of the human logic. So we have to teach these new learners the power of their brain so that they are able to carry out a problem right from the beginning through the solution into manifestation. If we cannot develop this faculty in a learner in our classroom, then we will have aborted on the revolution. I think the learner of today will also have to learn a few things about this most important element that a computer will never be. You see our partners in the room, and I can tell you, none of our partners, up to the and including the ones that we are partnering with, would have been able to get to the level of scientific development if they were not true to patriotism to their country. Unfortunately, in this country, we are losing out on patriotism in the classroom. What happens when we lose out on patriotism? I can tell you, school fires will not end, the burning and arson will not end in our schools, and even our learners might not be able to take us to where we want to go as a country into the future if they are not beholden to the country that they belong to. We need to think about problem solving as a soft issue that we teach in school. That any graduate who graduates from primary school, high school, or even university will have to be a problem solver. Teachers, we have to ask ourselves, why is it that a girl is falling in love with a boy, and the moment they part ways, this boy is looking for the girl to go and kill them, to go and commit arson? It is because the child that we are rearing today, we are not teaching them how to problem solve. So the moment he's left by his girlfriend, he takes up a panga, hacks the child. So then the teacher comes into classroom and becomes that person who teaches these young learners that every problem has a solution. If only you could go into yourself, take time, and find the solution to this. Ladies and gentlemen, there is another factor that I would want to introduce to this, but maybe not in this forum. It is only to say that if this teacher in the classroom, with the aid of this facility and technology, takes up these very critical soft issues, then we shall be able to develop a learner who shall be able to utilize their right brain effectively and be able to utilize their left brain effectively, and we shall be bringing up a complete individual who shall be ready to solve problems that we have not seen yet. How fast will problems be coming to us? If you think about the past, think about epidemics. There would be a distance of around 100 years between epidemics. We are here today talking about Ebola, only a few short years after we have talked about COVID, meaning that there will be many problems coming up. So what we need is not a learner who shall be passing exams. We will need a learner who shall be able to come up to a level where they can be a useful individual into the future of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not want to push it beyond that. I was standing here to just get a feel of this board. What you saw me doing was me trying to understand if this board is working. I was just trying to get the demonstration, and I think this is a good introduction to our classrooms. Katibu, we have made a bid. We want a lot of this happening in Dagoretti South constituency. Use it as a model. It is very close to Nairobi. Introduce this into our classrooms. Let us be the petri dish where you do this sample. Immerse them in community and let us start getting feedback, not only from our teacher, but also for our learners. And teachers, there is still a place for us in the classroom. Thank you very much, and allow me at this very opportune moment to introduce to you our guest this evening, none other than Balozi Katibu. This is your time. You will do your introduction in whatever format you so will. And allow me to also say that the gentleman I'm bringing up to us is also an educator. He is a professor. He is a teacher. Please appreciate him with a fitting round of applause. Mwalimu, karibu, speak to our teachers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, KJ. Makofi kwa KJ. I can see you can teach very, very well. Ama ni aje? So this guy can teach very well. Another round of applause for Mheshimiwa KJ, Chairman of ICT Committee of the National Assembly, our Chair of ICTA, Madam Lily, our CEOs, the two of them from ICT and Samastea, senior government officials present here. I can see the directors here, director senior school, director primary school, our director from TAC, our World Bank team leader for KDIP, our friend here who is implementing, Mr. Bole, who is implementing this project as a team leader, all the stakeholders present, good afternoon. Or is it good evening? How are you this evening? First of all, apologies for coming late. When we planned this event, it was scheduled to begin at 2 p.m. First it was 2:30, and then it moved to 2 p.m. But when we were planning to come here with my PS colleagues, His Excellency the Deputy President summoned us over the crisis in education sector at around midday, and he promised us that he was going to take 30 minutes. And the meeting has taken hours and hours. So are you pardoning us and accepting our apology? Well, let me begin by saying that this is really a very, very important day when we are joined by our learners there. It's very historic. Barongo, those are yours, isn't it? Barongo is the director for primary. You see your learners there, real time. They can see us. Learners, can you see me? Learners, Jambo. Wave at me, learners. You can see real time. Makofi, real time. They are seeing what we are doing, and we are seeing them. So really, this is really a very, very special day. So allow me to join the earlier speakers to warmly welcome all of you to this flag off of the first ever multi-agency project to deliver smart boards to all our junior schools. Actually, it is very historic. And allow me to thank the leaders of KDIP, the World Bank, our partners, and all our friends who have been able to make this possible. It is really a very historic day. Initially, when Boale told me about this event, I thought we were just coming to get a flag and flag the lorries to go. I didn't know that it was such a very, very elaborate plan. Thank you very much, Boale, because I think you are thinking about other things, and the leadership of ICTA generally, because I think your thinking was more elaborate than what I thought about. For me, I was going to bring 3 PSS to come and get the flag, and there we go. But I think this is really, really very, very important. In our thinking about what is happening in the education sector, we have zeroed in on 2 issues which are very critical to delivery of education in Kenya. And one of the key issues is technology. Technology remains at the heart of delivering quality, relevant, and equitable education in our country. So technology is at the center. That is why when we are unveiling these smart boards, we are very clear in our minds that technology is key in ensuring that we have accurate data, in ensuring that we deliver content, in ensuring that we manage effectively the resources in education sector, whether we are talking about teachers, whether we are talking about delivery of content, whether we are talking about the technology is central. The second also most important issue we have identified in education is equity. Our country for the last 63 years has a major issue on equity of education. The C1 schools are concentrated in one part of the country or 2 parts of the country. And there are parts of this country which, unless we use technology, we can never reach them. You can imagine a child born in maybe Mandera. The kind of access, they are not the same as a child born in Nairobi. Those are facts, and you cannot change them. They are facts. A child born in maybe Marsabit or in Kwale cannot be the same in terms of education as a child born in Nairobi. That is why we are saying we must go an extra mile using technology to ensure that we deal with inequity on matters education. And we are really very, 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 very concerned as government that what is that we can do, and this is one of the solutions that we are looking at to ensure that we deal with equity around the country. And as we do this, clearly we are going to improve on the quality of education. I saw the young girl here teaching us about the heart, simple biology, right? If you can be able to do this in Nairobi and be able to reach out to all grade 8 students or grade 9 students around the country, you are indeed transforming our country. So, as we unveil and flag off these smart boards and laptops, I want to make my commitment on behalf of Ministry of Education and on behalf of the government of Kenya. We are going to ensure that every school in this country is connected to this technology and everyone is able to access a smart board so that we give our Kenyan learners education, quality education, and we're able to deliver actually real time. And now I can see Mumin here from TSC. We need to also upgrade the teachers because I know teachers will be now the next frontier. We need to do something about the teachers so that they can be able to teach, isn't it? I think Kemi and through other programs, we should be able to retool our teachers so that they can be able to match this technology. Otherwise, the learners will be ahead of the teachers. And you know what will happen, Kiari? We know what will happen when the teachers are not retooled and learners are able to be ahead of everybody else on this matter. So, I want to say that this is where the future is. We are really very happy with the partnership with the Ministry of ICT. I talked to the PS earlier on. We are really very happy with the support we are getting from the National Assembly and from the entire technology sector, because this is the way to go. You know, before this government came into power, technology was a second-rate issue. But right now, technology is everything to our government. And I've been able to participate in this KDIP when I was in the former department, the Department of State Department for Immigration. I was a champion of e-citizen, which is really also part and parcel of this KDIP program. So allow me to thank all the stakeholders. Thank you very much, World Bank. Thank you very much, ICTA. Thank you very much, all the stakeholders who have been able to come together and make this a reality. This is a very exciting moment for me, for the Ministry of Education, for our learners. And when I was sitting there, the chair here is telling me we need to launch it in every county. I don't know how that is possible. We need to go and launch it in every county. You see, one reason why the class 1 laptops did not succeed is because of usability, isn't it? But we don't want to go there. We want to do things differently so that these smart boards, when we take them to school, they're actually utilized to improve learning and to be able to communicate with the Ministry of Education at Joko House. We want every place to be connected. And we are going to link this to our solar project, which we are rolling out also in all our schools, so that we have connectivity. And I think I need to challenge also our leader here, Mheshimiwa KJ. We need connectivity in all our schools. And I think this is the function of ICTA also, isn't it? So ICTA, as we take these boards, remember, we need connectivity in all our schools. Because this technology can only work if we have connectivity in all our schools. We are working very closely on CHEMIS, and in our design, we have said ICTA needs to connect all the schools. And in CHEMIS, we are saying we are going to get accurate data. We are going to have NMIS to manage what is going on in schools. And we are also going to deliver content, as we have seen here. This is phase 1 of the project. We are very keen on phase 2. We are now doing 10,382. In phase 2, we want to go to 15,000. And under CHEMIS also, we are going to do another 10,000 smart boards so that all our schools can be able to get connectivity. Having said those few remarks, and because I came in late and I think our sugar levels have gone down, it is now my pleasure on behalf of my colleagues who are very keen to come here, but because of timings, they were not able to be here. It is now my pleasure to officially flag off the first consignment of laptops and interactive smart devices to all our schools, our junior schools around the country. Thank you very much. I know Duale there, the director of junior school, is very excited. We have mapped the schools and we have prepared the schools. They are ready to receive these devices. So with those many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue the partnership. This is a classic case of world government approach. I want to thank our service providers, that is Wilcom, BTN, Tilil, and Westcom. We are saying that this is just but the beginning. We are really on a journey. We are going to ensure that we work together to ensure that all our schools are connected to these smart boards. They have internet, they have the power through the solarization or Kenya Power, and ensure that we move forward together as a country, as a transformed country. Otherwise, wanafunzi, asanteni sana. Thank you for being the pioneer class. I hope you are going to start with that school. I hope they are going to have the first screen. That school, isn't it? Called Mukuru, isn't it? It's called Mukuru School. I hope the first screen will go there. Or it's already there. They already have it, isn't it? And let us ensure that the schools utilize this equipment. So we are going to ensure that all our field officers and everybody else concerned is on top of things to ensure that these screens work. From here, I think we proceed out there to be able to do now the real flag off of this. Otherwise, asanteni sana and God bless you. KJ, oh, I give you KJ, okay, sawa.
Katibu, while you're still here, we had a very special team with us. They were in school. They are right there, the learners. And I hope they can see Waziri from where he is.
Very good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we just want Katibu to have a session with the learners Can they see? Can they see Katibu now?
Are they able to see?
Are they seeing? Where is the camera?
Unmute. You can come this way.
Tell us whether you can see. Can you see Waziri? Can you see Katibu? Please wave to Katibu if you can see my classroom. Okay, get on your feet.
Wait, it's unmuted.
Wonderful. Mwalimu, please, my learners, please get on your feet.
They are getting it.
And we want to hear our classroom. We have been speaking one way all afternoon. Now we need to hear from our classroom. Learners, if you can hear me, wave in the air.
It's okay.
And as we go to learn, learners, I want you to say this and say it very loudly for all of us to hear you. You have been hearing us all afternoon. So learners, I want you to say, I know I can. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I will be what I want to be. And Mwalimu, you shall put it on the board for them to be able to read. I know I can. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be what I want to be. So clap for yourselves and believe that you shall be what you want to be. Thank you very much, Katibu.
Thank you very much. That marks the end of our submission here. We will then be led by the PS and the chair for CII for the official flag off. Let's go out.
We are now going digital, and this is indeed our road to the first world. Singapore is real.
Ipite. Tokeni lori zipite. Lori zinapita hapo. Kama zinaenda hivyo.
can come over for the briefing. Okay. The media guys can come. The media guys can come.